Hi everybody, and welcome back to Therapy Thursday. Today I'm going to be talking about something that a lot of people have been struggling with lately for a few different reasons. One of those reasons is unfortunately due to COVID-19 and how it has negatively affected our routines and our habits. The other reason is more so related to low mood, depression, anxiety, and a few other mental health concerns that people may or may not be experiencing. So, one of my videos that I did at the very beginning of COVID was about establishing new routine and healthy habits again. And I gave some tips like waking up and getting ready just like you would if you were to be going to work that day, for people who are right now working from home still. Another one of those tips was making sure that you're establishing and keeping on that same routine that you were, so that your whole day doesn't kind of get away from you without being productive, because feeling unproductive, feeling like you don't have a purpose, is definitely going to increase feelings of depression, low mood, and anxiety. So today I'm going to be going a little bit more in depth about what we can do to keep on track during this time. And one of the most important ones is establishing and differentiating between your goals and your habits. So your goals are something that you're working towards. It's an outcome that you really want to achieve in the long term. Whereas your habit is the actions that you're taking in order to reach those goals. So a lot of the times we confuse our goals with our habits. And what I really suggest is that every 3 months you re-look at and re-establish those goals that you've created, because oftentimes what happens is if something comes up or gets in our way, we often fall off of that new routine that we're trying to set for ourselves to reach that goal. And that is just natural. But if you don't have a time period or time set aside to relook at your goal, why you wanted to achieve that goal in the first place, what is your why, and how you're going to get there, which are your habits, it's often a lot harder to get back on track. However, if you're looking at it and every 3 months reestablishing it, seeing what you can do to get through some of those barriers that you might be faced with in order to reach that goal, you're going to be much more successful and you're going to feel much more purpose in your day. The other goal or the other tip that I want to talk about today is updating your environment to meet your needs. So what this means is to make changes that are going to encourage you to keep on top of that goal. So for example, if your goal is to be more physically active, especially during this time when a lot of us are working from home, however, you often feel unmotivated. You often tell yourself, okay, you should work out now, but there's always an excuse or a reason that you make so that you don't have to do it. You might want to put things in your immediate environment to remind you that this is something that you're doing for a reason and that it's attached to the goal that you really want to see and that you really want to reach. So that might mean like, that could be putting your exercise clothes out that day in a place that you're going to constantly be staring at, even if it's in the way a little bit. That could mean getting some new equipment that you can do to start a new workout routine or a new workout program. It could be putting reminders in your phone or an alarm that gets set off at a particular time in the day, and the message reads that it's time to work out, or something that's affirmative or a little bit more inspiring or motivating. So these are a few things that you can do in order to update your immediate environment so that you're more likely to stick to that goal that you have. The final tip that I'm going to give today is to keep an accountability buddy. So this is really, really helpful if you find it hard to stay accountable to yourself. So this means reaching out to people or somebody who you're comfortable with, establishing a routine with them, or at least asking them to help you stick to your routine. So that might be telling them exactly what you're doing, why you want to get there, and how you're doing it. And you create a plan to check in with one another to make sure that you're actually sticking to those habits and those goals that you've created for yourself. The reason why these 3 are so important is because when you feel more productive, when you feel more accountable, when you feel like you are actually completing something that you set out to complete, you're increasing your mental well-being, you're increasing your resiliency, your productivity, your feelings of purpose, and that's automatically going to make a difference for your mental health. So if you can do anything right now to kind of get back into routine, start establishing healthy routines again, and increase your productivity to promote self-worth, these are 3 simple, easy steps that you can do to start getting into that routine. Thanks so much for listening, guys.